What's going on, guys? So we have an interesting RV video in store for you today. If you saw the video recently where we installed the Lippert Equa-Flex suspension down here, we replaced the standard non-suspension equalizer, basically a piece of steel down there, with one that has two rubber bushings, as well, or it's probably just one large rubber bushing, as well as the ability for each one to move and pivot independently. We also put the heavy-duty Morryde shackle straps, as well as Morryde greasable wet bolts and the Morryde bronze bushings in. So this entire setup is much, much better than it was. You know, and I was thinking, what's a good way to demonstrate this? I could tow this thing down the highway like we always do and show you that same shot. But then I started realizing I have a really bumpy yard and I have a tractor. And I think that would definitely demonstrate the capability of this a little bit better, simply because my little gopher friends who are constantly burrowing underground create these tunnels about a foot underground that eventually collapse and make my yard a pretty bumpy mess. So we're going to see how the suspension here handles it. I have a camera that will record right here. Hopefully we don't lose the camera and we get some good footage, because I'm really interested in seeing what this looks like as we go over bigger bumps. And I'm just going to let this thing record and let you see what's going on. I'm not going to try to edit it or anything. So I'll get this thing recording. Once we hitch up to it and we take off, you'll get to see just how well this dampens some of that shock and vibration from going up into the chassis. Okay, so we're back. We're set back up, and I think it's fair to say for what my bad boy tractor lacks in speed, it makes up for in terrain that I pulled this over. That was pretty rough terrain, actually. I hope you guys noticed that. I went over some pretty deep ruts. The stabilization mode on the GoPro was on, so was horizon balancing, so it may not have looked as shocking as it really was, but it sure was throwing me around a lot on the tractor, and the trailer itself, you could definitely tell was moving quite a bit. But I will do my best to see what kind of footage I got for you there so you can take a look at how well this performed. And just like I always like to tell you guys, you know, whenever you're upgrading your suspension, all you're doing is adding additional dampening and mitigating shock that would normally transfer directly to the chassis of your RV. So when I say do upgrades like these, and again, it doesn't have to be the LCI Equa-Flex, it could be the Morryde, it could be the Dexter product. There are several really good products out there that you can utilize that give you a very similar shock absorption and a very similar shock mitigation effect. But just upgrading this part and going to heavy-duty shackle straps and greasable wet bolts, which make it far more serviceable and longer lasting, I think just makes sense anytime you get a travel trailer or a fifth wheel. And I'm not telling you this because I want you to go out and spend money. I'm telling you this because sometimes stuff like this can prevent you from being stuck on the side of the road with something broken, or getting to your RV park and finding out things inside of your RV are damaged, or maybe even the structure, just because there was excessive shock. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. I'll put a link in the description to all this stuff that we have on here. You don't have to get this brand. Check out etrailer.com, my channel sponsor. You can see all sorts of different comparisons, different products that they have as well, so you can see if something else may be better for you, or if this is what's best for your RV. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again real soon.